Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Thank you for tuning into the channel. On today's episode, I'm going to go out back and harvest some catnip. It's hotter than bejesus out there, and the catnip is ready to be harvested. For whatever reason, I had about 8 plants return from last year. So there's a lot of what I like to call kitty crack out there, and it's pretty potent stuff. I run around with catnip on me and give it to any cat I come across in life that likes it. So needless to say, my friends know me as the cat daddy, or their cat's dealer. So anyway, my last video went really well with a total of 68 views, and I'm sorry I've taken a shift into the content of this channel for all the gaming nerds who are my subscribers. I promise I'll get back to that eventually. I've got a collaboration planned. Currently, I'm just in burnout, and I game in person, and since we haven't been able to do that for about 6 months, I haven't really been feeling the need to make tabletop terrain for my local game shops. Also, the world is in need of masks, so I've been sewing masks, and that leads to me making handbags, because I think making handbags and quilts are more fun. So I've been sewing, which really isn't the scope of this channel, but I'll try and incorporate some more of that into what I'm doing and pertain that towards D&D, because you can sew a lot of really cool stuff for D&D. So anyway, I'm going to get out of this here bed, and I'm going to go outside and let's harvest some catnip. Alrighty, so here we are outside, and here is one of the big bushes of catnip. If you take a look at the flowers, they have already been spent and bloomed. This is a good time to harvest. Some bits are starting to dry out. You can see the leaves are changing colors. The leaves have already shrunk. Earlier in the season, these leaves were a lot bigger. The leaves are starting to change colors. You can see. Well, maybe not. If you're colorblind, my apologies. But this is a little more yellow. This is a little more green. Sometimes on the plant, you'll see some that have already dried out, like this one right here. This one's starting to dry out. This is a good time to just start snipping off the catnip. So I have a basket and some scissors. And it's pretty simple. Just come in here and figure out what you want to snip. Now, the part that the cats are going to go nuts for is the actual blossom. This thing right here. That's what the cats are going to love. So what I like to do is trim off the blossom of the catnip. And then what we're going to do is tie these all together and make little bunches and dry them out for the critters. So it's not very difficult. See how that makes nice little chunk? It's basically you're coming out and clipping off flowers. Think of it that way. Now, I have plenty of leaf matter, which the cats do enjoy as well, but I have plenty of that inside already. And what I really want to focus on are these blossoms. It's always good to know that quality control management approves. Is someone high right now? So as you can see, take a look. Here's that bush that I showed earlier. Here's the catnip bush after I've gone ahead and trimmed it. There's our trimmings. There's a lot of delicious blossoms there for the cats. So that's what it looks like when I leave it. And then over here is one that has not been trimmed down. There's a little, some kind of yellow jacket or something zipping over here. These fucking mean. They're aggressive to the bees and the other pollinators. I used to have bumblebees and stuff out here, but now I got these mean little guys. Or ladies. But, oops. This is what the catnip will look like pre-harvest. Here's another one that I mowed down a while back. Didn't take a look. I didn't hit all the flowers, but I can come back and get those. Here's a wild woman. She's a wild woman over here. If you take a look, you can see how I clipped off some of these already like a week ago or so. But I still have more to go. This has flowers still on it, so I'm gonna probably let this sit for the pollinators because they could probably use some more food. So here's the current harvest that I have, and the next thing to do is to bind these in little bunches so we can hang them up to dry. What we're gonna need for this stage is some kind of string, some scissors, a knife, something to cut the string with, and I'm not really super fancy. I just grab a bunch. You can strip these down if you want. And then take your rope, make a bite. This is a bite, a B-I-G-H-T. Start about right there. Take and thread through like this. Pull the opposite direction so that you can create some tension. And then I do a little half hitch and I twist this a couple times, run the rope through, and I have something ready to hang. And I also have 2 little strips of really popular right now with my kitty companions. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that string tie again because I probably went a little fast, but I got all this to go through. I got all that. That's a lot. Okay, so this is not an exact science for me. I'm really good at tying things up. I just kind of go with it. I let the flow happen. So if we want to judge how long that is, maybe 20 something inches. I don't know. Make it as long or as short as you want. See how I take my string and I fold it in half like this? This right here is called a bite, a B-I-G-H-T. It's a rope term. So I take my bundle of CATNIP, and when we hang it, we want to hang it so that it goes down. That way all the good stuff dries that way. Okay, so take your rope, come through my bite, my B-I-G-H-T. See how I did that? Okay, pull it this way because that's where the tension is going to go. Right here I'm just zhuzhing. Okay, then I'm going to put my finger here and pull up because the next thing I want to do is create a half hitch. See how I just took the rope and went around? And then I can just pull this up, and it's actually, I don't even need a knot. So until it starts to rain, I guess just take some video footage of me quick tying all this stuff up. Okay, now here's another trick. At this point, I could take this and take one of these ends around that end of the half hitch and then do a granny knot. And that will lock everything in place for hanging.
So if you see me do all different ways of tying this, it's because I get in the flow and I just let things happen. And there are many different ways to tie this out. And I'll just go with what I think works. Sometimes I don't have enough rope to do what I want, and I have to figure something out. I'm sorry, not rope, string. Whoops. So there's my bundle of flowers. Now, as I make a bundle, I also kind of look through to make sure I don't have something weird in there that maybe they don't want to eat. I shouldn't be eating. Okay. So, measure my string. It's a string thing. Where do those cats go? Hey baby, where you been? What you doing over there? Oops, sorry. What you doing? Where's your sister? Okay. That's one of them. Here's the other kitty. Hi, lady. Hi, lady cat. It's starting to rain. We all have to go inside. It's starting to rain. It's raining on our parade. Yes. Yes. And they're starting to run inside because of the rain. I was going to show y'all what the dried ones look like out here, but I will probably have to go do that on the inside. So, put all these in my thing, and there we go. Time to go inside because of the rain.
The next thing we need to do is hang the bundles to dry and cure. You want to hang these in an area that does not get direct sunlight, but also an area that's kind of drier. You don't want these to turn into mold. This right here is one that has already been dried. And hang them up to dry. I like to hang them up so that the buds face down towards gravity, and this cut off stems are at the top part. This is one that's already dry, and this is one that we just harvested today. So you can see the difference. They will change colors. This becomes more of a minty green, actual real live minty green. This plant right here has already dried, and this one right here I picked today. So if you look at the two, you hopefully you can see the difference in the color. This is a more vibrant green, and this is more of a minty green, and also the leaves shrink up. And to give your cat friend, your feline friend, a little taste, just pinch off some of the blossom that's dried and pinch it. They also enjoy it fresh.